We have a very special guest for you tonight.
Louder!
Fangs over Charterville.
Charterville.
We didn't like this episode as much as
not.
I kind of thought we would from like the first half. And
I was a
then
little uncomfortable.
the way they closed out all the plots was so much worse than the way that they introduced everything. We open zooming into Hillhurst and a weird-ass cuckoo clock going off that looks like it has Mum's Skeletor head in it.
Cuckoo!
It's actually Alfred Molina. Alfred Molina.
Oh my god, it's Alfred Molina.
He's got like a sparkly nightcap on, but otherwise I think he's in his normal costume. He wakes up and he goes and he looks at his mirror where it's covered in pictures of his presumably ex-wife. But he has a letter that says, like, you're invited to an exquisite breakfast, signed Jacques de Flab. And
Which fucking kills me.
yeah, and the kids get the same letter, and there's this giant neon flashing sign above the entry that, what was it, like, Shay Flabber? Walk in, and this, like, sign, like, walks down the stairs and teleports in that just says, like, dining, or was it, like, seating available in the dining room? Yeah.
Like,
Frankie, Mums, Wolfie, like, teleport in spontaneously.
like the Magnivores or the...
Yeah, kind of, without the flame. They do their thing that we do like every couple weeks where they chase the kids around saying that they're going to eat them. They go through that same catacomb tunnel we see every now and then, and they hit the secret stone panel that I think they hit in like the first couple episodes. Yeah, the bookcase moves, and they like fall in. Flabber like yells like, "Voila!" And there's this huge dining table set. What do you say, like, ghouls and kids, table for 7? He transforms. Does the chef hat, like, teleport in from a different space? There was something weird with the chef's hat that I just wrote down chef's hat flying, and I don't remember why. He's, like, prepared breakfast for everyone. All weird stuff. What was it, like? It was cake?
It was like Hostess snack
ice cream.
cakes and ice cream.
The monsters were just complete assholes about it. And we're like, no, I need a big old bowl of worms, blood, and whatever.
And whatever.
Yeah. And right when this is all...
some pussy!
Typhus, get out of here.
All right, I'll
Typhus.
go find the grandma!
Ding dongs. That's what they're called. They looked
And-
exactly like they just
Rude.
went and got a bunch of ding dongs.
And Flabber, I don't know why they pretend like they're hiding in Hillhurst. They've got a neon sign out front, and Trip and Van with their driver Dudley are like patrolling with binoculars and spying on everyone.
They're stalking and invading privacy is what they're doing, little fucking.
Excuse me, they are just doing a preemptive strike on the Patriot Act. Thank you very much. They know what's good for this country.
They,
Trip and Van are so good at surveillance, why didn't they stop 9/11?
They walk up to the house, they look in the window, and there's a sign that says breakfast, and they're like, what? Those comic book nerds are opening a restaurant.
Which
It's
every
like-
single fucking person in the entire city is a comic book nerd.
Yeah, it's like
Right, like, the whole town's thrown into chaos anytime the new issue comes out.
Trip and Van go inside, or they're looking inside, and that's when the monster's like, we'll go find our own breakfast. Fangula is standing behind Trip and Van, and he's
they're
like,
getting like they're up close, like against the windows now.
Yeah.
They were back there with binoculars. Now they're up on it, and Fangula's just like, all right.
He's-
some
yeah, he's
fucking
seasoning
morsels.
them. He's
right. He's putting salt and shit on.
What's
Yep.
up?
And he just goes like, ah, yes, breakfast. And then they cut away,
Yeah. Next thing, Fangula's just walking through the front door, like.
yeah, flossing his teeth. He's like, ah, yes, great vintage, Northern Californian, 1982 and 83, I think. And he, like, belches, and the kids are like, wait, what's he talking about? Trip and Van burst through a door.
It really is like, this is the one prop they didn't use from the Halloween episode, so they had to like shoehorn it in somehow, and they only had adult sizes, but they're like, we'll make it work.
Right.
I mean, as we discussed earlier while watching the episode, the prop department got a cool $57.
Yeah.
Oh, the kids try and wrap them up in the curtain. Their, like, trash bag capes go around them, and they transform into bats and burst through the
Right.
front door.
Yeah, their fucking capes look like they literally just took like one trash bag, cut it in half, and gave each half.
The kids are going to go find Trip and Van. Flabber is going to try and find a cure for vampirism, which he's convinced has to be in one of the books that's in their library.
Of course. why wouldn't they have such classics as why the fuck is anyone making a book on this? Who's believing you anyway?
So, like, they just start tearing books off the shelf and looking through them. Cut to the grocery store, which I don't think we've ever seen before.
You do get a little more of the Eric Trump, Jared Kushner dynamic between them during this scene. Like, one of them is trying to, like, bite into the side of a juice box, but it's just squirting out the top hole. If Eric Trump was a vampire, that's definitely something that would happen to him regularly.
The Magnivores teleport in. Hello, Charterville! Wait, what the fuck is everybody?
They're like, oh, we scared them. We're awesome.
Yeah.
Despite them, like, literally arriving whenever there's nobody there.
They say that they've got an idea for a monster already, and I don't remember what the inspiration for it was. I think they just said...
Oh, I think they made a pig pun, didn't they?
Did he say, let's call it Porkasaurus like they named it, or let's call Porkasaurus?
He said, let's call Porkasaurus.
Oh, okay.
He was a resource to
Gotcha.
deployed.
Record your message after the tone.
Hey, Porky, what's up? It's Sick. How you doing?
Porkasaurus is in the school and just, like, eating everything. There's food on the table, and he just, like, jumps around it, smashes into it. It looked like the suit actor had a hell of a time, though.
Oh, yeah. It looked fun.
The way that he teleported out of the comic, I think, is the most haunting thing. Like, the head popped out first. There's no, like, armor or clothing on it. It's all like a naked pig.
Yeah, and then they had this weird shimmer effect that they've never really done before that was really disorienting.
Porkasaurus kind of looks like if Miss Piggy had been used in some kind of piglet farm. The whole front is distended and horrible. The front is very, like, squishy and, like, it looks like organs hanging out the front. But all of the extremities look like they're built out of solid iron. I mean, absolutely just jacked, but with this horrible, like, elephant skin for some reason.
I know it's called Porkasaurus, but the head looks like an elephant. Like, it's got tusks and a long nose. And big ears.
Yeah, but it also has like a very curly tail. And
and the pigs. I mean, pigs have tusks too.
Yeah,
I would also really
it's
quick
just
like
the ears
to,
that look really out of place.
Yeah,
they're really too big and floppy. They're like African elephant ears.
His Japanese counterpart is called Boo Boo Boo.
Boo Boo Boo.
Yeah, synthetic beast Boo Boo Boo. It expelled white gas that stole human voices.
That's so much cooler.
The only noise they were able to make was a swine noise and squealing, like pig. Yeah, God, that's haunting. Boo 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 gets defeated by Rettle, which is Joe's counterpart. Tornado Spark Attack, which is like her final attack with her striker arm blaster thing. I think it was right after this we go to the comic shop. Roland's dad and Heather are making signs for a blood drive, just coincidentally. The kids are there looking for Trip and Van.
You guys are looking for Van and Trip?
Trip and Van burst in, chase the kids around, and then grab the sign that says blood drive. And they're like, oh, the blood we can drink. And that's when they take off. Oh, Flabber pops up in the fishbowl, right?
Yeah, that's right. He's the one that's like, oh, you gotta Borg out.
He tells them that the Magnivores are... Yeah, he's got a blonde, like, it's the same wig they've colored.
It's like they put a hue filter over the hair part.
When Porkasaurus is rampaging, that's when Flabber comes into the fishbowl and says, like, you gotta go, they've unleashed Porkasaurus. The kids go to fight Porkasaurus. Our song counter goes up to 29. They're, like, outside in an alley. And then they're, like, out in the desert, of course. And Typhus teleports in as his cape and hits them while they're confronting Porkasaurus.
It's just like this green curtain flapping about, and you're like, all right, what's all this then? And Typhus, like, whoosh, like, poofs down next to him.
Yeah.
And he's like, he'll never beat us. We've got the power of Grandma. And Porkasaurus is like, which translates to, I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but get ready to die, motherfucker. I eat bones.
Specifically. And then Porkasaurus, like, takes off with some Magnivore jet fighters. They call in the AVs, and Joe takes off in her AV to go take care of them. No, they don't have the kill streak for that yet. Tactical nuke incoming! Drew and Roland go to take care of Typhus. It's American footage now. You can tell because the suits look dusty as shit, and
it is.
The guns are pink.
Some episodes they don't have that bad of a transition between them,
and they use the guns a lot, and it's always that just like takes it out of it so much when they like point the gun in one scene, and then in the next scene they're firing it and it's pink, and you're like, was it like Roland is looking through? There's like these big like concrete tubes at whatever industrial park they're at. Looking through these concrete tubes, yelling at Typhus, like, you can't find me.
What are you talking about? Wait, no, I'm not what you're talking about. My grandma's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just know the grandma. And he's like, bitch! And he like, end you now.
Like, they actually, like, fought Typhus and could have probably ended him there and then. Drew grabs him in, like, a chokehold. He, like, kicks Drew or Roland away and gets away fine and has no problem. And when he teleports away, it's the fire teleportation, not the weird cape thing. Joe is up in the red Beetle AV, destroys the Magnum jets. Flabber video calls in, like Skype calls in. Like, I found a cure, such and such, back in 1770 or whatever. But it turns out the cure is for a warrior princess, pure of heart, to kiss them. Trip and Vanna figured out where the blood drive was. The other part of the plot is that if they taste blood, there's no turning back.
Right, they needed to catch them before they got fully turned.
They go to the blood drive to stop the kids. Again, the boys like full Nelson hold Trip and Van. Joe backblast. She transforms away. She transforms back. She just kisses him on the cheek. Ooh! Which I was thankful for. But also probably shouldn't count.
She immediately wipes her mouth and is like, bleh!
And the boys are like giving her a hard time for it. They set Trip and Van down at the like blood giving station. All three of them showed their backblast transformation this time. And it didn't look as bad as it usually does. I thought it looked okay. They don't just like de-vampire from like, you know, their fangs don't go away and the makeup changes. They like turn a gray coloring. You know what it reminded me of? I think it's the second Halloween Town movie. That the monsters get like turned human from the boring dude
all the
or whatever.
Colors drained from them.
Yep. The way that they defeated Porkasaurus, I can't remember what
they just
order was. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally shot him.
They shot him.
They gunned him down with a fucking Glock.
And then his teleportation back into the comic was probably scarier than anything else that he had done. I hated it. I hated everything about like. I didn't like this episode, but I hated everything about the second half.
You and me both, Miho.
It was horrible. And the Trip and Van are cured, but of course they forget everything. Because like they've seen too much at this point, so obviously they have to plot forget.
Deborged right in front of them, but they won't remember that.
The kids go back to Hillhurst. They're gonna get breakfast again. The monsters are still being assholes to Flabber about it because like I think
like, oh yeah, great, this bullshit again. Fuck you, you ghosty flabtastic fuck. You can flab my nuts, and I don't even have any because I'm a mummy.
Yeah, all of them were like just wanting weird ass bullshit that nobody eats. And,
Mum specifically wants worms.
Look at the scrumdiddlyumptious food for these guys, but also fuck my roommates because these guys are nuts. Because it just proves the point of him being like the antithesis to their whole lives or whatever. Mm-hmm. But as soon as I was saying that, they revealed the plates.
The best one is that Fangula undoes his, and he doesn't know what it is. And it's
This week on Fox Kids, Fear Factor comes to Charterville. Hosted by world-renowned chef Jacques Deflab. Contestants will go head-to-head for $50,000. These challenges will test them not just physically, but mentally. Challenges like horse rectum with cancer-infested worms, Mum's own femur bone, a dildo belonging to Charterville Charlie, and brownie-flavored tuna.
Come on, Fangula, 2 minutes on the clock. Get in there and swallow it. Ew!
Shut up, kid, and eat your breakfast. $50,000, 4 contestants, 1 winner. Fear Factor, Charterville Edition.